Well, on this Memorial Day, the nation mourns those killed while serving this country at war. We're also remembering those who lost their lives during a battle we are still trying to win against coronavirus. The U.S. death toll from the virus is now approaching 100,000, eclipsing that of the wars in Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan combined. The New York Times called it, quote, incalculable loss, as the paper covered its front page with the names of Americans who have lost their lives to COVID-19. 1,000 names printed on the cover and on the inside of the paper, just a fraction, 1% of the deaths so far. Another headline that sums up the weekend comes from the Washington Post. Quote, on weekend dedicated to war dead, Trump tweets insults, promotes baseless claims, and plays golf. The president visited his golf club in Virginia on Saturday and Sunday. He said nothing about the rising death toll, but he did find time to retweet posts that mocked the personal appearance of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And please excuse the crass language here, but the retweet said, quote, anyone know what's going on with Poligrip? I've noticed lately that her face seems glossy and she is sporting a poorly marked second set of eyebrows. A second retweet stated, to protect Poligrip during this pandemic, we have developed two options. With the DJT option, she will be able to tongue and adjust her dentures more easily. Good God, this is the president. With duct tape, she won't be able to drink booze, blah, blah, blah.
All right.
He also talked about Democratic vice presidential contender Stacey Abrams. The president retweeted, we just got a look at the official portrait for the self-proclaimed governor of Georgia. She fought a tough race, kissed a lot of babies, and visited every buffet restaurant in the state. Joe will be a racist if he doesn't pick her. He retweeted this post on Hillary Clinton, quote, when I see one of those polls that has Malarkey, the racist, up 6 to 8 points everywhere, I'm thinking they must have called the same 1,000 people from 2016 that said HRC, the skank, was up 6 to 8%. Not to mention the two tweets about a disgusting conspiracy theory about Joe.
Well, it's actually...
Why do we read these? Why do we read these? Because everyone's freaking out about what Joe Biden said. They're doing like 2 to 3 minutes of coverage, extensive coverage. This guy can't go 5 minutes without defaming someone, libeling them, and bullying them, and saying disgusting, cruel things. Like, let's take a moment. If we're going to spend as much time on President Trump's disgusting comments as we do on Joe Biden's, we're going to be on the air for a long time. Well, we'll never get off the air.
Yeah.
It's endless.
Elise Jordan, let me go to you, former Republican. It is remarkable to me that Donald Trump spent this weekend, since Joe Biden's joke, spent this weekend, which he apologized for, because Democrats apologize even for jokes. Mm-hmm. But since that time, I've had calls from the press. What should Biden do? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Since that time, that offhanded remark, Donald Trump has called a black woman who has dedicated her life to public policy, mocked her for being obese, mocked the appearance of the Speaker of the House, the highest-ranked woman in history, called a former Secretary of State, a former First Lady, and the last nominee for the Democratic Party, a, quote, skank. And Mika said one thing about me that's actually not accurate. It's really about Donald Trump attacking a grieving Florida family, which we don't really want to talk about here. We can talk about all these other tweets, but attacking private citizens and the reputations of people who are no longer here to protect themselves. But that's how he spent Memorial Day weekend. Instead of honoring the dead, lashing out, and even many of his own supporters, even many in the anti-Trump brigade, called foul on him this weekend. He really, I guess the thing I heard the most this weekend was that just when we thought he couldn't get any lower, he goes much lower. And as Jonah Goldberg said in a tweet, it basically said, this is all disgusting. This is all horrifying. The only question is, why does he think this will help him get reelected? And of course, Elise, the answer to that is it won't.
Joe, the kind of tweets that Donald Trump was retweeting this weekend and the trash that was coming off his Twitter account, if you have a relative tweeting things like that, you step in. If your father or mother is going crazy on the Twitter account, you stop them. It just is intolerable. And I can't believe that at the same time, Joe Biden's comments, which were unfortunate, but he apologized immediately and showed humility, that some Trump supporters are trying to say, oh, well, let's keep talking about that. When you look at just the complete trash emitting from Donald Trump's Twitter feed. And imagine if Donald Trump had decided to go to Walter Reed instead of spending time with Twitter or golfing. President Bush wouldn't golf once America became involved in wars. He said he was a wartime commander and that mothers who had sons sacrificing, sons and daughters, they didn't deserve to have to see the commander-in-chief golfing while their families sacrificed, and that he needed to be treating it with the solemnity that it deserved. And you just do not see that in one iota from Donald Trump.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.